So the new PlayStation 5 8.0 update beta is live July 31st, 2023. And let's get into the features that are coming with this update. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up, all my chill gamers? So today I'm back and the PlayStation 5 8.0 beta update is live July 31st, 2023. And all the features entailed are as follows. And anybody who signed up for the beta, congratulations. For any of us like me who did not, here are the key features that they're going to introduce later on when they go live throughout the world for the PS5. The first one is new accessibility features. Use a second controller for assistance. You cannot assign a second controller to one of the account as an assist controller, and use two controllers to operate your PS5 console if you were using a single controller. This feature introduces a new way for you to enjoy your games, collab with others, or help a friend or child navigate particularly challenging section of a game. I think that's cool because back in the day, I used to actually be the guy who helps people get through games. We actually just said, here's my controller, play it for me. Now you can actually pick up the controller and say, I got this, don't worry about it. So to use the assist controllers, go to settings, accessibility, and controllers, and use a second controller for assistance. Then turn on the use assist controller. You can now assist controller when your main controller is a DualSense or DualSense Edge wireless controller or a PS5 supported third-party controller. I think that's pretty dang good. Next one, system UI haptic feedback. Now, I don't really particularly use the haptic feedback. I actually turn it off, but anybody who does use it, this is for you. You are now able to have the option to turn on the haptic feedback effects while navigating your PS5 with your DualSense controller, DualSense Edge controller, or PS VR2 Sense controller. When enabled, system sound effects for certain events will also be reflective physically through haptics, such as moving focus, reaching the end limit of a scrollable section, checking a box, or when receive a notification of boot up a game. This option feature enhances immersion and particularly useful for players with some level of sight or hearing disability who appreciate the additional feedback on their inputs, which is probably cool because people with disabilities, they need to have that more. To turn on this feature, go to settings and accessibility, controllers, and then turn on haptic feedback during console navigation. The next one is support your compatible Dolby Atmos enabled audio devices. Finally, Dolby Atmos, 3D audio powered by Tempest 3D audio tech can now be enjoyed by those who own compatible Dolby Atmos enabled HDMI devices such as soundbars, TVs, home theater systems. Tempest 3D audio tech specifically renders to Dolby Atmos audio devices in use, including overhead channels, allowing to even greater levels of immersion in audio escapes of PS5 games, which is pretty cool. To turn on Dolby Atmos, let's go to settings, soundbar, audio output, audio format, priority, and then select Dolby Atmos, which is about time because I think I have a Dolby Atmos soundbar at home. I think I have to double check, but I believe it is. Next one we have is social feature enhancements, which is always a good thing when you see social features. Party UI update. You can now invite player to a closed party without automatically adding the player into the group or creating a new group. Additionally, players can now send open or close party invites to groups instead of only individual players, which is kind of cool. So how many times you guys create new parties for people that, hey, they weren't in your particular closed group party, you got to create a new one. So you can just probably invite them just to the chat party. They probably can't, I don't know if they can see any messages yet. I haven't tried it out. I don't have the beta, but anybody who does have the beta and you guys tried it out, let me know if they can see the message group, because people write messages, maybe you don't want to, you're kind of hiding from that person. Maybe it's like, oh, but we need you here because you're a good sniper. I'm just saying, things happen. So let's move forward. Share screen preview, which I thought it was kind of cool because a lot of people just want to see what you're doing right now. Maybe they're not really interested. They just want to see for like a few seconds and whatever, but I think this is cool. Share screen preview. When someone is sharing their screen in a party, you can now join. You'll now see a preview of an image, their share screen, even before you enter the party. Okay, so it's an image, it's not a video. I thought it was a video, but it's not, just a screen, which is kind of cool. Hey, this is what it looks like. Kind of cool. So join a friend's game session easily. You can now easily see which of your friends are in activity. You can join under the friends tab. The joinable icon will be displayed next to friends who are playing a game you can join. You can join a friend's game directly by pressing the options button and selecting join game, or selecting the join button on their profile card, which is, I thought we had that already. I don't know. I thought it was like, hey, join friends game or something. I don't know. It said join game all the time, so I don't know. It's the same thing. Maybe just upgraded it a little bit. Game Hub tournaments tile, which I think they need more tournaments. If you ask me, with a lot of games, I think that would be kind of cool to earn things and so I don't know, bring people together. To me, that's always fun. In the Game Hub, you can now see here how many tournaments you have entered and the highest place you achieved, as well as a start time for next tournament. You can select the tile to see with the full tournament list, which is kind of cool. Next one we have is react to messages with emojis. You can now add reactions to messages with emojis, which makes communicating with friends quicker and easier. I think that that's always cool. But again, this should have been here like day one. They always miss. Is it me or does Sony like really miss with this stuff? Like they don't really think things through of social media. Like, oh, we should do 2 or 3 years later, just add reaction. I think reactions are cool. Let's add that 2 or 3 years later, which is kind of crazy, but you know what? They're here now. Let's enjoy them. There you go. Let's see who can get the funniest message. Next one we have ease of use features. Search for games in your library. You can now search for your games within your library, which is kind of dope. Because every time you go to a library, how many times do you have to scroll, especially people who own hundreds of games? You got to scroll down, put it either A to B, Z to A, whatever the hell. And then you have to like find the game in particular. Now you can just say, hey, I want to search up Assassin's Creed Origins. Well, that's probably A, right? So let's go with zombies or something like that. Whatever, Walking Dead. And then be like, okay, I got to scroll all the way down. So now you just type it on in and it should pop up for you, which is kind of cool. You don't have to keep scrolling. Next up, we have game help improvements. Game help cards have been improved. In addition to in progress activities, you can now see available, previously available, upcoming and completed activities. When a card is selected, its details are now displayed on the right side of the card, making it easier to find objectives and their corresponding hints, which is kind of cool. Next one we have discover new features. Browse useful tips for getting the most out of your PS5, then learn about new features in the new discover tips. Go to settings, guides and tips, health and safety and other information, guides and tips, and then select discover tips to view all the tips. Not a tips, huh? Not a tips. Next up we have mute your PS5 beep sound. Okay, you cannot mute or adjust your volume of the PS5's beep sound when turning it on or off or putting it in rest mode. I, however, don't really care about that because it's not even loud. It's not like beep or like really loud, like, or what's funny? You ever see those TikToks or little videos and the partners are either turning on or off after they try to do something. The wife or husband don't want to do anything, so they play the game. They get all mad. So now, okay, this is a perfect option. They don't even know you're playing the game. That's kind of cool if you think about it. Like, hey, you don't know I'm playing the game. You didn't hear the beep. Anyway, so to do this, just go to your settings and system and beep sound. To adjust the beep sound volume, select volume. To mute the beep sound, just turn on mute the beep sound, which is kind of self-explanatory. Support for larger capacity M.2 SSDs. So this is kind of crazy. Now they have an 8 terabyte. They actually have an 8 terabyte SSD, which is kind of overkill if you ask me, but with Call of Duty and other games are like 200-300 gigs. This might be for you. Up to the previous 4 terabyte limit. I only have 2. No, I'm lying. I got 1 because I don't really like to download a whole bunch of games. I'd rather download like a few games. I'll be playing single players, few multiplayers, and get into that, delete them, and it doesn't really bother me. My download speed's fast. I got the 1 gigabit, so it's fast. The downloads are fast, so it doesn't really bother me particularly. But this is for you if you don't want to keep downloading games. If you just want to download maybe half of your library if you have a lot of games, or all your library if you only have a little bit of games. Important, M.2 drives must meet the requirements outlined for this page, which is obviously, we all know, the speed limit. Please read the page link above carefully. You purchase M.2. Before you guys buy, make sure you guys find that information. If you don't know the speeds, which is like 700 to 500 megabytes. 5,000, 7 gigs to 5 gigs basically speed per second for M.2 drives. We always appreciate hearing your feedback as we continue your journey to enhance your PS5 user experience. Please let us know what you think in the comments section below. Okay, so that was the features. I think they're pretty cool, but they're still missing some key features. Let's start with the first one. Themes. Where is our customized themes? Sony, I would like to have dynamic themes, different kind of themes going down in my background. I like my personal themes, man. Yeah, you need to bring it on in and see what's going down, because I like to see my own stuff. Like maybe I have epic game screenshot I want to add to my background. PS4 had it. Why'd you take it away? Maybe some backwards compatibility things going down for certain players who like that involvement. Like PS3, 2 games. Let us download these things. Let us bring it to us, man. There's some players who want to do that. Just give it to everybody. Do it. Let's go. Let's make the best it can be for the PlayStation 5. Well, guys, this is gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't made a video in quite some time, you know, so it'll be appreciated if you guys give it a like, a subscribe, a share. I'm trying to make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday moving forward. I will try to do that. You know, work gets in the way, family and everything like that. Real life gets in the way, and it's hard to make videos. I'm the only one doing this on my channel. And shout out to people who could do it, because it is hard work. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Sincerely, for everybody sticking around, still liking the video, comment, and let me know what you guys think about the update features. If you're in the beta, if you're not in the beta, just let me know what you guys want or liked or didn't like about the new update features. And as always, stay chill and happy gaming. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.